Hey, but it is time travel weird. People seem a little excited about this traceless and free global illumination technique. So I'm going to show a little bit more of it and some improvements I made and show some of the menus. And please help me test it so we could find out if it does have any performance impact on everybody else's machines. I cannot measure one on mine. And so far, at least with Distant Horizons and everything, we'll see if it does in vanilla at the end of the video. But let me show some of the differences in this in the settings. First off, you can do this on any of the settings, but I would recommend not doing it on just color lighting. That stuff is inside of lighting, global illumination, and here we could just turn it to free or fast so far. There will be more options later. If we go free, this only does GI coming upwards off of like the floor. So you can see the green on the wall here and the yellow on the wall here. But for this to work, it's doing, it needs shadow information. So you can see here we have like a shadow there, even though this preset normally doesn't have shadows. Because without that shadow information, it's not going to be any kind of a goodness. So it does like voxel wide kind of shadows on that, and it's going to be kind of funny. So for the rest of this, I want to go to the fancy preset, and let's look at some of these other options in here. So if we do free, it's just coming off the floor, and you can see that makes us lose the stuff off the walls here, but we do get the stuff here really good. Because in the free version, it also by default is not incorporating the shading or the angle of the light coming in, just to keep it super, super fast. If we turn that on, this will get a little bit less bright over here, because since the light is coming in at a glancing angle, it really shouldn't be as much bouncing upwards. And again, you can see we still don't have anything here. If we turn to fast instead of free, this is automatically on. You can still change the directionality and how intense that lighting is, depending on the incoming angle. We can also change the AO values here to get rid of how black things are in corners, make that not as bad. This option here says what it does. You can change the fall off rate to make the light go further, which may mess with the fancy shading a little bit. I have not had that. I don't have it automatically balancing like that. Here's some options to rebalance. Let's show that real quick as well. If we don't have that on, you're going to notice the global illumination range probably. Like see that on that wall there, where you can see that brightness. Because the global illumination just adds more light. So if we turn this rebalancing to on, it does its best to fix that. So now we don't see a line on the wall. And then since global illumination also just adds brightness to everything, we also have a second option here that furthers that to try to make it match closer, which also lowers the overall brightness of the scene, so that if you go between not using the global illumination and using it, it shouldn't make the shader look very different as far as overall brightness level. It'll just add in all of the downside. I think that's about it for that. Let me so if you have the light coming more straight down on the setting, then you still get more of that colored light, because again, it's dependent on the end of the incoming light. I think that's probably it for the menus. Again, everybody let me know how it goes for you, and how it works for you, and if it gives you good FPS. Let's do a quick benchmark in a vanilla installation. Okay, so let's test the actual FPS impact. Here we are running at 331. I'm going to get another menu here so I can read. So lighting, global illumination, turn this back on. And we'll expect this to fluctuate because this is Minecraft. So 320. Let's turn on the first version. Let's fix that as well. 320, so our FPS are unaffected. If we go to the more advanced version, our FPS are still unaffected. So this is free global illumination. And we'll also try from the default preset, that's just colored lighting. They were running at like 400 FPS. No, let's turn on the regular one. So 470, 470, 470. So this is absolutely free global illumination. This here will be defaulted on in the version that's on mine, so you don't have to worry about it getting brighter on the screen. So there we go. Free global illumination in Minecraft. I hope everybody enjoys the shader. Let me know if it still works good for you, and show me all your cool creations. And I'll talk to you all soon.